Alright, so we are back. This is for the final. So this is using the wave function collapse. I'm just gonna say what everything I have is, and then I'll go into each thing. So this is wave function collapse to generate the scene with procedural generation to create the buildings, and L system trees are spread throughout the scene. There are shader graph shaders. There is a coded shader. There is triggered event and timed events. A VFX graph for the snow, and ray marching. Oh, and the animation controller. I think all of that together adds up to be enough for this assignment. And if I come across something that I missed, then I'll add it in and we can see. So here we are again. I'm gonna show the snow one first, and then the rain one second. So wave function collapse, same as assignment 8, where basically you paint in the rules and it will create your scene based off of. These buildings I set up before, and basically what happens is that they change their texture. They generate between 1 and 4 stories tall of building. Their windows, so they have lights in them, so they turn on and off randomly. So it simulates sort of like people moving through the building. The door has a triggered event. Now, also on the roads, there are cars that spawn, which have triggered events. It has 2 as well. So this is that. Creates all of this over here. So I can press play. So here is my character for the animation assignment. And so he runs around. They can sort of traverse the area, and they control my triggered events. So when I go up to, say, a car, or I'll do a door first. So I go up to this door, and so like I said, these lights are on, so they might turn on and off while I do this. So press space. Okay, that light turned off just at the right time. But so the triggered event here is that I can knock on the door. This light turned on and off while I was doing that, which is the random timing. This one also just turned on. But yeah, so that is set up with, if I can find my character, go to the building, onto the door. There's this box glider on it with a sound, and that just gets triggered when I do my animation. So it goes, okay, this box glider, and plays the sound when I want it to. So that's one of my triggered events. Then I can come say, this is my car. Yay, whatever. So yeah, this is my car. Let's start it up. I set up a dynamic sound on it. So it gets quieter. I almost forgot which part because there's typically just many parts that don't stop. But I can't get my card around, so I gotta push it. This is just something simple I set up as well. Adds in some movement to my scene. Once these cars start piling up, it's kind of hard to push. There it goes. Okay, now we don't have to worry about that sound anymore. So yeah, next we see these L system trees, how they just build themselves. And over time, if you haven't noticed, the snow has been piling up on the ground and on the road. So the shader, I added a timed event to it, or basically just a time to it, so that over time it starts building up, up, up. So as you can see from the start, it's just grass and road. But over time it will build up the snow. Also, as you can see, I have my snow particle system here. This is using the VFX graph. So you can already see that the snow is starting to pile up. So let's see, that was wave function collapse, L system trees, my animation controller, the triggered events, my timed events of the windows and the snow buildup, my VFX graph, my shader graph, shader, which is in this scene, my only shader graph shader is the snow buildup on the ground. I tried to do my one which did vertex displacement, but the way that wave function sets up, the vertices would not line up block to block, so I wanted to look more into that. And so then also there's this, which goes in along with the rain shader. So I pretty much, on all the cars, I made them get frosted over. Their glass gets really blurry. Same with the glass on the windows. Knock, knock. So yeah, so I think that's about it for this scene. Like I said, this was a scene that I worked on in spring and changed it around so that now it's a sort of winter snowy scene, because in spring there's a ton of rain, winter there's a ton of snow. But I added things, changed things around. So yeah, here's that one. And so now I can switch over to my rain scene, rainy waveform. There we go. So in this one, as you can see, I already have grass. So this is a grass shader. So it's on a few meshes, and then it creates the grass. There is the rain, which is the rain marching coded shader, so that is in the scene, as well as a rain particle system using the gosh, what particle? It's this one. It's that particle system. I forget what it's called. It's like it's the throwing star, whatever stuff. So that's in here. That shader, the rain. I have a rain ripple effect that goes on the road and on top of cars. Other than that, I think it's mostly the same with like the wave function, the L system trees. Oh, the L system trees in this one have greener leaves than the other scene. So then we can, I guess, just jump right into it, and then I'll show everything at the end. So yeah, so this one has the grass. You can see these are more green now. the road has the ripples. It's sort of hard to see, but I'll show that later. This window's on. I hope it stays on so I can, this one turned on. Alright, so there's like the raindrops, you can see them there. Let me get off this building. There we go. Okay, so probably be able to show it better on the car. Yeah. So right here, I have these raindrops. This is the coded shader. I'm still working on making that out of a shader graph. But so I had the coded one already, so I worked on that and have this in here. And the rain ripples, which is really hard to see on this, like I said. I'll share that later. What else? Buildings still have their lights turn on and off. They have the same raindrops coming down on them as well, but I had to set that up as a different material. Other than that, I think everything's been covered. This scene also has the cars that like can get pushed and the doors that can get knocked on. I had to change all the materials and things over though, so then I could have the two different stop it. There we go. I had to change all the materials over so I could show the two different like versions, the snow and the rain. But yeah, so that's that. Now I can go in and show these off. So here's the frost shader. Like I said, I had this a while back. And it just accumulates the frost and the snow over time. This is my Snowy 4, which didn't get in because I couldn't get the vertices to match and map up. Did not have water. Here's my animator, which is just the reach and then the blend tree from week 9. Then to go through all this stuff, I just put my sounds in here for the 2 sounds. Here's my player. This is the 2-dimensional animation state controller. So I have this push force that's so strong I can push the car, all of his different moving speeds, and then inside this I also have the setup for the on trigger stay, which does the sounds in the push. Yeah, all this was week 9, just a little bit edited. Light switch. So this is how I did the lights. I had them start out either on or off, and then over time I would basically give it another random time before it would turn on and off again, and then just say, okay, does it turn on and off? Let's see. So I can show my building and then my car. And I